So I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the Easton Housing Authority meeting of the Board of Commissioners for Tuesday, February 9th, 2021. It is 5:11 p.m. and I'm going to take a roll call. Tom Tebow.
Here.
Chrisanne Sheedy.
Here.
Don Burrows.
Here.
Dennis Sheedy is on his way. I would like to make note that this meeting is being recorded by Easton Community Access Cable TV, and that Executive Director Kathy Steiger is also present. And the first item on the agenda is the January 2021 warrant approval in the amount of $186,067.64.
I will make a motion that we approve the January warrant for $186,067.64.
I'll second that.
Thank you. We have a motion by Chrisanne Sheedy and a second by Don Burrows for agenda item number 1, the January 2021 warrant approval. We'll open it up for any questions or comments. I see. Let the records show that Commissioner Dennis Sheedy has arrived at the meeting at 5:13.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay,
Wasn't easy, but I did it.
Dennis, we are on agenda item number 1, the January 2021 warrant approval in the amount of $186,067.64. A motion has been made by Chrisanne Sheedy and a second by Don Burrows. And we've opened it for any questions or discussion.
All set with me.
Okay. I would like to just make a comment on page 4 of 7 of the regular checking account. Hidden in the HD supply facilities maintenance, the maintenance materials, it looks like there was 4 invoices. But the one for the sanitizer dispensers for all of the buildings, I'm just wanted to remind Kathy to flag that in your COVID records. The sanitizers, it was $5,089.41. I know you said you have a separate folder. I just wanted to remind you to include that.
That's why we did it, because we had that funding. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam.
Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. I will do a roll call vote for the approval of the January 2021 warrant in the amount of $186,067.64. Commissioner Tebow,
Yes.
Commissioner Dennis Sheedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Chrisanne Sheedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Don Burrows,
Yes.
and the Chair Pam Whittup votes yes, so it's unanimous. Agenda item number 2 is the financial statements for the December 2020. The accountant's compilation report.
I just want to note, both programs are in positive. One is Section 8 by $5,712, the 400C by 12,000, the 667, 12,199. I noticed the subsidy was a little lower than budgeted, Kathy. Was that just because, I was surprised by that because I thought they were giving us extra subsidy.
They were, but I think our rents, we're taking in more rents than we had, calculated at this point. So we'll be earning less subsidy is when, last I spoke with Dan.
Yeah. Well, I know it has it's a function to do with expenses too, so that might bring it down.
Yeah.
We've saved a lot on electricity, $32,900 underspent on electricity. So,
Yeah. And
But
our
I-
reserves are at 96.8%, so our reserves are still pretty good, but that's still, part of those reserves will still be going towards the septic paving project at Chandler Way as well. But right now, we're still very well with the reserves.
yeah, no, the programs look like they're in good financial shape.
Yeah. And up to now, we've been underrunning the maintenance salaries as well, but now with all the snow, who knows?
Well, they missed out last year, so, they'll make
Yeah.
it this.
Yeah, they are.
Do we need a motion to approve or just a motion to put on file the financial statements for December 2020?
Generally receive and place on file.
Okay,
So I'll make that motion that we receive and place on file the December 2020 financials.
Second.
okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Chris Sheedy and a second by Commissioner Dennis Sheedy to accept the December 2020 financial statements on and place on file. Do a roll call vote. Commissioner Tebow
Yes.
and Commissioner Dennis Sheedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Don Burrows
yes,
and Commissioner Chris Sheedy.
Yes.
And PM Wood is yes, so it's unanimous. Thank you. The third item on the agenda is the quarterly operating statements for the period ending December 31st, 2020. Any questions or discussion on the quarterly operating statement?
Is there anything we should know about these, Kathy?
They're doing very well. If you look at, what I like about them is how it breaks it down by the per unit month, so you can see the actual amounts that are spent when they break it out per unit. As you indicated earlier, was, everything is looking pretty good.
So I think I'll make a motion to approve the quarterly for submission to dhcd, the quarter end in 12/31/2020.
I'll second that.
Thank you. I have a motion from Commissioner Tom Tebow and a second by Commissioner Don Burrows to accept the quarterly operating statement for the period ending December 31st, 2020. Do a roll call vote. Commissioner Chris Sheedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Don Burrows,
Yes,
Commissioner Dennis Sheedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Tom Tebow,
Yeah.
and myself, Pam, is yes, so it's unanimous. The next item on the agenda is item number 4, the certificate of compliance for the lead paint laws. Give the floor to you, Kathy, for that.
Okay. Sure. Well, as you know, every year we have to certify the notification procedures to the residents for the lead paint. Every time a resident is leased up, they are notified of the lead paint, they sign a document, and that is placed in file. And we just have to certify that every year, or the board has to certify that every year. And it's standard procedure that in the lease up packets, and we actually have them on a blue form, so we know that they stand out in the tenant file that they have signed the form that they're aware of the lead paint.
From what I understand, Kathy, the lawsuit that requires this stated very specifically, it has to be on blue paper.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's is on blue paper.
I did not, okay.
Don't change the color.
I didn't, never did.
So you can pick up any housing authority file and find the blue paper and know what you're looking at.
Do you
If I
know,
just had one question of curiosity, usually they do this with year-end statements, but you're doing it before your year-end. Is that,
they're asking for it from us with year ends of March 31st to get it in by February 28th. I don't exactly know why.
okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know why either.
And my other question is, do you know, do I still have to circulate this around to all board members to sign? I don't. I just have to do the extracts of the minutes and send it in?
And you sign it.
Yes, okay. That's what I
Yep.
wasn't sure about. Okay,
I asked that question Monday, whatever, yeah, yesterday.
so minute extracts in my
Right.
signature. Okay.
Right.
Okay. There's your answer, Pam. You'll need to scan and send, or I'll set.
Okay, so I don't need to sign it and scan it and send it to you, okay. Do we need a motion to approve this so that we can run a vote?
I think I did make that motion. Didn't I?
I'll
I made a, no, maybe I didn't. Don't have
Okay.
one. I guess.
Okay, so I'll take a motion from Commissioner Tebow and a second from Commissioner Chrisanne Shady to approve the agenda item number 4, certificate of compliance for lead paint laws. Do the roll call vote. Commissioner Tebow,
Yes,
Commissioner Dennis Shady,
Yes.
Commissioner Don Burrows,
Yes,
and Commissioner Chrisanne Shady,
Yes.
and Commissioner Widdop is yes, so it's unanimous.
Who seconded the vote, please?
I have Chrisanne Shady.
You.
Tom
Thank
Tebow,
you.
motion, and a second by Chrisanne Shady.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. The next item on the agenda is the executive director's updates. So once again, I will give the floor to Executive Director Kathy Steiger.
Thank you. As you see, we're chipping away at the vacancies slowly but surely. Although we did get another one yesterday. And of course, the pulled list, we had to pull another list for Eisenhower for the one person that didn't wind up being qualified. We are still going out to bid to try to find somebody to do the lead paint abatement at Eisenhower. And I'm jumping around on here a little bit as it comes to me. I'm just indicating it. So we have the bid going out again this Friday. And part of the problem was the turnaround time for the windows being that they had to be tempered glass because they're grade level windows in the back of the house. So there is no code. So now what we're going to do is try to get this done with regular glass windows. And if we wind up with a broken window at some point, we'll deal with it at that point. But ideally, the goal is to get these windows replaced and get this unit leased up because it's just a sin that it's sitting for this amount of time because we can't get somebody to bid on it. And it's because of the abatement that needs to be done on that. We're leasing the Section 8 vouchers. The girls are working pretty diligently on that. And I've been working with the fire department and the director of health in town to work on a COVID clinic. We sent out just information to all the residents, packets indicating what vaccine was going to be available and just to give us an answer if they wanted the vaccine or not at this time, so I could give that to the fire department. So we had 123 residents, and then we have 5 staff members right now that will receive that. That information's been sent to the fire department. I was supposed to have a call with them today, but I think they got tied up. So I don't know when we'll have that information or how much other information they're gonna ask us to get from the residents, but we have everybody's names, numbers, dates of birth. We have it all in a spreadsheet. So if we need to get insurance information and such, we'll start taking care of that. When I last talked with them, their goal right now is to actually go door to door with these vaccines instead of doing a clinic. I don't know if that's going to change. It's really up to them. And at that point, it will be all hands on deck. Whatever we can do to help and assist in getting that done, we will do. And there's been a little reorganization in the office. Donna is taking on the Section 8 role, and Jane is reducing hours and going to be receptionist. And she is there to still assist Donna with some questions. But Donna's been helping Jane for many months, probably a good year now, on Section 8, and has been taking training. So, you know, same office, just a little role reversal. I will have to work with the board on, I'd like to tighten up the part-time employee policy and the personnel policy, because it's just vaguely mentioned to in our personnel policy, and it would probably be a good idea to tighten that up a little bit. So I want to start looking at that too, and presenting that to the board and get ideas on how we can make that a little bit better. Maybe get some information from other directors that might have some in their personnel policies currently. And other than that, everything's going, knock on wood, fairly well at the authority.
Couple things. Remind me tomorrow, Kathy, and I'll send you our personnel policy, which does have some mention of part-timers. And
Okay.
what training is Donna going for Section A? Is she doing some Nan McKay stuff, or?
She's done a little bit of everything. She's been doing it over the past year. We've done some of the Nan McKay, some of the Section 8 administrator trainings. She did the long Nan McKay. It was a Monday through a Friday with the test at the end, and I think she scored very well in the testing. And she's been doing a lot of the work. And again, we have Jamie Berryman coming in for compliance. And I talked with Jamie, and I'm going to have her come in at the end of every month currently. And I have Donna hold files out so she can review what changes have been made and make sure everything is right. She's also been working with them on organizing the files better and implementing a checklist so that you know everything you need in that file is in that file. So hopefully that will remedy everything. And we're still going through the audit too. We haven't received that. They're requesting the rest of the information for the audit. So I'm a little crazy, but that's okay. It makes the days go by faster.
Yeah, like we need more crazy.
Just two comments, Kathy. On KP Law put out a personnel policy that is very long. You might be able to grab some language from there also. I would not suggest you use all of it, but it's got, you know.
Yes.
And just the
Yeah,
other,
I do have that.
good.
I have that. I think Mass Narrow issued that out.
Yes.
What, over a year ago? Yes, yeah.
And Eisenhower Lane, Eisenhower Drive, it's not going over freezing for the next 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Just make sure you guys are stopping by there. I always worry about these places where you walk in and it's just completely flooded.
Yeah, no, they're over there quite often, and we have kept the heat up. Not
Oh.
high. I mean, it was up at 68. I told them to lower it into the 58s, but no, the guys are pretty good with swinging by there and plowing the driveways too, so.
Do they have
So-
a Nest system?
Thank you, though.
Oh, you don't have Wi-Fi there. Okay, forget it. No, I know the Nest, you can put a Nest thermostat up there and it will tell you if the temperature is going too low, but you need Wi-Fi and you don't have that there.
Right, yep.
We
How
won't
many
see,
list polls have we done at Eisenhower for Eisenhower?
I think she did one of 60.
She did one for 60, now she's doing one for 40.
Yes.
And 60, there was no one that was even
One
interested.
One person, and when we went to quantify her, she was not qualified. And she
I'm
lived up-
wondering at this
she
point if
lived
there,
at 8 Excuse me?
I'm wondering about a little marketing. And I'm assuming you're gonna have to talk to the department about that. But, I mean, it kind of is
I have reached out in
Quite
town.
surprised. You've reached out in town?
Yes, I have, to other agencies in town that would be more aware of a family that might be in need. So I have done some of that. And as you know, part of it is I've been a little apprehensive too, because we haven't been able to get this job out to bid. And now we're looking at the turnaround time on the windows. Just construction products are taking so long to come in that a lot of the issue too was the amount of time they wanted to get this job done wasn't adequate because of the tempered glass windows. But now we're hopefully, we went out with 3 more guys today, and I think the bids are going to come in higher than what we actually were hoping for. But
All the bids are
yet
coming
to
in.
be seen. I haven't wanted to. I mean, I wanted to get the list moving, but I don't want somebody also sitting there going, "Well, when?" So,
I'm a strong advocate, along with Chrisanne Sheedy, of our local marketing. At times, there are local
Mhm.
families in desperate need. They just don't know that it's available to them. Obviously, they have to qualify for the emergency case, but fire department, police
Right.
department, council on aging, whoever, I mean, they
Mhm.
know. And I hate to see some
Veterans agent.
veterans agent, yeah, in
Yes.
in the town miss that opportunity because it comes up so infrequently.
I reached out to the school department and the veterans agent, and
Excellent.
I've talked to both of them about it.
Yeah.
Kathy, there's 2 vacancies that go back to November of last year. And they're not showing that they're ready for, could you comment on that, please?
Yeah, 32 Elise and 37 Parker.
I'd have to double check with the guys. I'm sure there was either some flooring issues with one of them, or we're waiting on flooring. I know that they're working in them, but I mean, we had so many other ones prior to that, and then those might be second floor units too. So typically, our list, the first floor units, we try to get them because we have more people on our list, the first floor. So if we can turn a unit over quicker, we will tend to do that. We'll defer back to the units that need a little more work if we can turn something over very quick and we have somebody on the list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How difficult is it to rent your second floors?
Not too bad, not too bad. But a lot of times, as you know, on your list, you have, when you do your polls, sometimes you have more of the first floors. And if you can turn the units, right now we're focusing on just trying to get the vacancies leased. So whatever we can do the quickest, we're doing. And again, you know, Dawn's requesting waivers when she sees fit. And dhcd has been very forthcoming in giving those waivers as long as you stay on top of it.
Commissioner Dennis Sheedy, did you have a comment or a question on, for Kathy on the executive director's report regarding Eisenhower?
You're muted.
Some kind of background noise, and I didn't know if it was because the both of us are in the same house or something that, because can you hear that?
Yes, it was before you came.
Yeah.
Before Ian came.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that this house won't see 68 degrees till June.
I told them. I told
We
them.
heard earlier.
I said I was still wearing my coat and that was fine.
You're doing a good job.
Good thing the dog has a fur coat.
You'd be frozen.
Okay, Is there any further discussion or questions for Executive Director Steiger on her monthly report?
So there's no potential date out there for this clinic for these vaccines, nothing there.
They told me mid-February, late February. So I don't know. I don't think they know. I do know it's Moderna. That's the vaccine that Easton is getting though.
The documents, the documents that I read, Chrisanne, said that they were waiting to get the vaccine and they had hoped, but by the end of the month, they would have it.
Yeah, and I just saw something that came out that the town's actually putting some clinics together for town people. And they're going to be run by the fire department as well. And they've got some already lined up for February and March, and they're going to be at Barrows.
Yeah, they did some on Friday. They did do a clinic on Friday there as well for 75 and older, but I think they're waiting on the next phase for anybody under 75.
So I'm hearing that's gone in different directions at different places. So just so you are aware, some places are just doing it and they're not being really adamant about the 75 plus at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it can also, some people are like, nope, not the tier yet for under 75, or, you know, you got to wait for housing authority. So I've heard both.
Yep.
I've also heard the ones who are being very strict are leaving their vaccines on the shelf or in the refrigerator.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I think it's great though that the town's stepping up and getting it going, and hopefully it's gonna all happen and it's all gonna work out well.
Yeah,
I
we're
have-
very lucky in this town with the fire department.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, it'd be nice if more people would do it.
We'll get there. First round, everybody, the ones who are on the fence will see that the people don't get sick, and then they'll go and get it. That's, you know,
Yeah.
True. Hopefully.
hopefully, yes, that's what I'm praying for.
Mhm. Okay. That brings us to the section of the meeting for questions and comments. I don't see any callers. So I guess we'll move on to scheduling the next meeting. I show March 9th, Tuesday, 5 p.m. It would be the typical date that we would schedule the next meeting. Is that agreeable with everyone?
Fine with me.
May I suggest, could we go a week out just because we're going to be looking at budgets and whatnot? It might behoove us to go a week out if that's okay with everybody. For the year end, or the budgets really.
I
I
think,
would
don't,
love that.
so what are we looking at, the 16th?
March 16th, yes.
I remember, was it the Sheedies who had an anniversary on the 17th? Was that right?
Well, that's a holiday.
No, the
Oh.
Sheedies have an anniversary in June, not March.
June, okay, we had a meeting on your last anniversary, I just. I figured it went together, you know, the St. Patrick's Day and the anniversary.
One's
No.
more important than the other.
March 16th, fine with me.
I didn't say which
That's
one.
good.
And it's okay with Chrisanne and Dennis Sheedy?
Yep.
Yeah.
March 16th? Okay, and it's unanimous that we will schedule the next meeting of the Eastern Housing Authority for Tuesday, March 16th at 5 p.m.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second,
I have a motion by Commissioner Chrisanne Sheedy and a second by Commissioner Dennis Sheedy to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor? Tom Tebow,
Aye,
All right.
Dawn, Chris,
Aye.
Aye.
and Dennis,
I,
and myself, yes, adjourning the meeting. It's unanimous.
I'll
said that-
read this faster than I came on.
So thank you very much. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Thanks,
and
everyone.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Yep.
Get another blanket, okay? Have a great night.
You too.
Aye.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.